Oh, we're live. Look at that. Hey, it's a workshop. I'm Keller Reeves. Yeah. Workshop 435 because guess what? We missed a bunch of numbers. Someone's dyslexic in our crew. It's okay. I counted back and this is the right number. So if you guys out there don't know what the workshop is, let me introduce you to it. It's a group of comedians. We get together. We all get a random topic previous given to us. And then we try to write 3 to 5 minutes on the said topic. And then we, get to riff on each other, get to tease each other, get to joke around. It's a lot of fun, And then we go through all our round. Each of us go through it, and then we get to the end, and we start our own round again with our own material. Then we get to give riffs and tags and have some fun. And that's basically it. Under a minute explanation. Should put that on TikTok, I guess. It's under a minute, but
yeah, that's a good TikTok video. Yeah.
It's a quick little intro thing. You know what? Maybe we should do that. It's just a little commercial to them. Who knows? Anyways, let's introduce our other comedians. Jerry Miner from San Fran. Is that right? LA?
No, Seattle. Tacoma.
Oh, sorry about that. I knew it was somewhere that way.
I'm so hurt.
Yeah. How's it going?
It's going great. Just always looking forward to trying new stuff out. That's the fun. It's all good.
Yeah. Elliot from Victoria. How's it going, my friend?
Going well.
I remembered this time. Don't you feel happy? I couldn't remember last time. I'll fuck one person up every single time, but just the way it is. I see so many faces, it's hard to remember. So, how's it going, though, Elliot? You doing well?
Things are good.
Yeah.
Been a weird day, but other than that, I'm good.
Okay, cool, awesome.
Right.
Enthusiasm.
Yeah,
love it. Enthusiasm.
Love
I'll give you an introduction of myself for people out there that may not know me. You probably do. My name is Keller Reeves. I'm out of Chilliwack, British Columbia, which is about an hour out of Vancouver. So I'm kind of on the west coast side, near all the fires. I'm near all the fires. I'm surrounded by fires, and water in between. So I'm going to be okay. Yeah, so it's good. Anyways, we're all comedians. We're going to have some fun here, people. So I should mention this is a comedy safe space. What that means is it's safe for us, the comedians, maybe unsafe for you. Well, remember that we're just here to have fun and make jokes and all that's in humor. We're not trying to upset anybody or hurt someone's feelings or target one single person, unless it's that bastard Dan Brenner that keeps coming after me about my intros. That's about it. So
really, is that happening?
Yeah, we're friends. It's okay. It's an ongoing joke about us. So. Anyways, let's. I think we should get started. And guess what? Since I'm the host, I get to go first. How's that sound, everybody?
All right.
Yeah, I'm not timing.
Taking notes.
Hold on. No problem.
Get a piece of paper out. Okay. Make sure I get all the gold. Do it.
Are you ready, Elliot?
Yeah, good to go.
Ready for this? Okay. My subject is, as given this morning at 11 a.m., intuition. That's the intuition. What intuition is if you don't know, is the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning, otherwise known as a hunch or a feeling, basically, okay? I had intuition 30 years ago when I met my wife. I knew instantly that she was going to be my wife. I instantly knew it. I said, I was 16. I saw her. I had the feeling right there. She was dating my brother. Right? Okay. He dumped her 2 weeks later because she wouldn't put out. About a couple weeks later, I started dating her, and guess what? She put out. Okay, so just not for a long time though. It took a while. She was a good girl. Anyways, it's I lost my spot because it all went by my head. 30 years later, we're still putting out and putting up with each other, I guess I should say. But you know what? I should have never said that. I put it in ink and I was like trying to scratch it off. I was like, don't say that. That's so dumb. But then I left it there. I'm like, oh, it's so dumb. Yeah, I just put. Okay. Here's really what happened today too. At 10:30, whatever. Calvin sends me this message, and I instantly thought, like, man, I'm just having a bad day. Okay, I wish I could get out of this tonight, but I can't. I want to keep doing this every week, 3 to 5 minutes. I gotta keep pushing myself, but I'm having a bad day. I see it. I'm carrying my tools to a meter room. Okay, I'm not saying what I do for work, but I'm carrying my tools. I have earbuds in. I'm listening to some podcast, but I'm like not listening because I'm dreading it. I'm like, oh my God. And I walk up, I'm just, thinking I should go home today. Just forget this day. It's my first day back from a week vacation, if I want to tell you. So I'm having a day, okay? So I open up my meter room and, I'm standing there with my tools. I go to move them in and I feel my wireless earbud just kind of start to float out of my ear. And I was like, okay, wait. And I kind of just tried to swing my head back, just to kind of move back a step and swing it. And at that point I felt it come down and it just kind of came down and like bounced twice. Boom, boom. And then right down a conduit. Right down a fucking conduit. I saw the conduit. I looked at the conduit and I said, and I felt it go wiggle. I go, I better move away from that conduit. It was a 1-inch conduit. It's not, I'm not kidding. It's like barely bigger than this pen. It wasn't a big conduit. It's smaller than this Gatorade head, That's how big I watched it. I watched it. Boing, boing, right down the conduit. I couldn't believe it. So I get my flashlight. How far down is it? I have to get on my hands and knees. I'm moving everything in there. I'm looking down the thing. I can't get it because it's against a cement wall. My head stops at least this far away from the cement wall, but I'm trying to see it. But there it is. I can see it. It's wedged in about this far down in that conduit. I'm like, fucking yes, I got this. I got it. I grabbed my needle nose pliers out of my nose bag, and they're long ones too. They're like the ones you need. This is exactly. I got the right instrument for this. This could be perfect, but I was always shit at operation, okay? But I'm confident. I'm like, fuck yeah, I got it. I got this thing. And I go down there to grab it, and guess what? I didn't have it. I still suck at operation. That thing went right down the conduit. It's gone. It's like totally gone. I'm just like, fucking, I knew it. I fucking knew it. Ugh, lost forever. It's gone, man. I was so upset. I was just sitting there going, this is the fucking shittiest thing in the world. And I blamed it all on Kevin for at least 3 minutes. That fucking Kevin with his fucking intuition. It's not Kevin's fault. It was my fault. Okay? But it was all my fault because of his intuition. Okay, that was something that I wanted to talk about. So anyways, I think that's my 3-4 minutes. I think that's all I had for today. That was a good enough today. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Bravo for me. A round of applause for me, Elliot.
Yeah.
There we go. I didn't give a good intro to myself again.
No, you know what? I missed the transition. Like I was writing something down for the first part, and then all of a sudden you launched in this thing about the earbuds. I'm like, wait, what's this got to do with intuition? Then you wrapped it up at the end, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
well, it was about about knowing it. I was like, fucking knew it. I knew that was going to happen to me today. I just knew it. So yeah. Anyways.
Well, I didn't get a chance to finish my thought because I didn't want to miss what you were saying. So my thought took me to, you said you were 16?
Yeah.
Okay. So just like, maybe we were talking earlier about how you think something's funny or you don't, but you follow. Okay. So you're 16. I'm 16. I thought to myself, I'm going to marry that girl someday, right?
Yeah.
And I probably shouldn't have given much weight to it because my very next thought was, and I didn't have a chance to finish it down. Like you're 16, your mind is just, jumping to thought, whatever that next thought could be. I got hockey practice, or I'm 6. Oh, Heather Locklear, she's hot. Like what?
Yeah.
Like what's the next thought you would have as a 16-year-old, and yet you're still married? I don't know what that is. I couldn't finish the joke, but
that's okay. Yeah, it was kind of
the
a
idea.
rambling. Yeah, what I'd like to do with these things, I was trying to get one joke out of this workshop and try to have fun with it each time, right? So I actually like that whole series of premise which is true. So I may work with it myself. Is
that the only thing you knew at 16 that you would do definitely in your life? Like how many people at 16 know things about I'm going to marry this woman. I did. I'm going to own this car. I do. I'm going to eat vegan. I'm not. Like what is that? How often do you think of those things when you're 16, and they play out? I don't know.
Yeah, it was a weird thing. I just remember it. So yeah, it was a weird kind of feeling. I remember the feeling. I remember just seeing it and going, yeah, I'm going to marry her. No. And I did. So yeah, it worked out so far.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah.
Elliot, what do you think?
Yeah, I liked it all. I thought it's very compelling, all of it, and I thought like right off the bat when you're describing intuition, I thought of like hunch, and then I thought of hunchback, like the hunchback of Notre Dame. And I was just thinking, like, there has to be a joke how he just like has this always has a gut feeling, but he's always like
Yeah.
leading over. I just I think there's a joke in the Hunchback of Notre Dame being just like they don't call him the Hunchback because of his hunch. They call him it because he's so good. I mean, he's a very good detective.
Yeah, he's like Radar from MASH. He knows it's going to happen.
Let's just write jokes from 1976. That's good. Let's just do that.
No, I like that idea though.
The story about the conduit, I thought like that was a bad day to have like your first hole in one. Been golfing for years, you've never been able to get anywhere near the pin, but today it just happened to go straight down the hole.
Yeah, I did go off script on that one a bit, so I'd have to watch this again to know exactly what I said, because there were some other thoughts I think I missed. But yeah, that's the same. I like that hole in one. That's a good joke. So that might be added if I tell this one again. So. And
I wonder if there's another story you could link it up with. Like it's like one of those stories where like you almost had it and then you let go. This could almost be a metaphor for something else. Like, like a strong relationship with your kid or something. It's like it was so bad. It was gone. I was like, ah.
Yeah, I should have actually said I am planning. I forgot, but I'm planning to go back there tomorrow to that same spot. And I got one of those long grabbers. You know, those long things you just kind of. I got one of those. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna try and get this fucking thing.
You mean like with a crocodile on the end, or
yeah? It's like
on the end.
It's like a 4-prong thing. Where's my? It's like a 4-prong thing. You pull the little lever at the end. It goes
right,
and you grab and I got one of these things years ago, so. I knew it'd be good for something. There's another intuition. I knew it'd be good for something. But yeah, fuck.
Or maybe your brother had some really cool earbuds, and you saw me like, someday I'm gonna have those earbuds. and then I got them, and they fell into the conduit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, some kind of callback there. Sorry, Elliot, were you finished there?
Yeah. Also. Okay, cool. Conduit is also like a term for like it holds something, right? Like it's a conduit for something. Now it's a conduit for earbuds. I don't know.
The devil and the earbuds. Yeah, that evil conduit. It's funny. Well, thank you guys so much, and I think I get another round of applause. How's that sound? I'll clap too because we keep the energy up here as best we can. That's the best thing for the fans. Oh, here's some things
gone live.
Here's Priscilla Mann jumping in. Pencil with tape. That's what she's talking about, putting tape on the end of a pencil. It would have been a good idea if I was smart enough. Next girl, gonna Marty her too. Marty, I'm not sure that it means. Martyr? Maybe.
Martyr?
My sister went vegan at 13. She's still 47. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I think I missed when those are in. I'm sorry there, Priscilla.
Good personal information. Thank you.
I should have been quicker at the button and got you in when we were speaking. That's my fault. We try to do that. We try to include everybody we can. So, okay. So let's move on to our next comedian. And we'll go in order from Jerry, then Elliot. We'll go around that way. So should be fun. Okay. Let me do the intro, Jerry, if you don't mind. Are you ready yet?
No, I don't mind.
Okay. Well, there's a son of a bitch named Dan Brenner out there that, one of the other hosts that gave me shit about doing my intros, not putting enough gusto in them. So I'm always trying to get it.
I don't need gusto.
No, you have to have gusto because Dan Brennan gave me shit about not giving enough gusto. So here it comes. Okay, listen. This next comedian is probably my favorite comedian I've ever seen in my entire life. He's probably the most hilarious person you'll ever meet. Put your hands together for Jerry Minor, everybody.
Take it easy. Please take it easy. The American dream has changed. People would always talk about living the American dream, work hard and maybe someday own a home, raise a family. The idea that if you worked hard enough, anything was possible. And now we have limits. The government has decided to start redistributing assets. Redistribution is what I want to talk about. Right? Take healthcare. Since the Affordable Care Act came in, my healthcare has literally doubled. That's how much I pay. I pay twice as much. It's like I'm paying for an extra family. And I don't mind paying for someone else. I just think I should get to pick them, right? Don't you think if I'm going to pay for somebody, it should be like eHarmony. I should be able to go, okay, Darren Ferguson. Darren is married, 45, and a smoker. Nope. Okay, Janice Burns. So Janice is unemployed and moved to Washington because weed is legal. Nope. Okay, Esteban. Esteban weighs 320 pounds and spends his time eating fast food and playing video games. Hold on there. Now we got a winner, right? No, you should be able to pick the person if you're going to pay for him. I don't mind doing my part. Just give me a shot. Okay, so I also think they should have to write a letter like those Make-A-Wish kids. You know what I mean? Dear sir or madam with a job and an income, I can't seem to get my act together. Maybe, I don't know, but I have this rash and I can't go get it checked. And I don't want it to turn into something else. So maybe if you could find it in your heart to maybe, pay a little bit of something extra in the Affordable Care System so I can go and see a doctor. Like, write me a letter. Maybe they should have to write a new letter every year, like when you're like to get a government grant. You know what I mean? It shouldn't just be you get it and then that's it. You don't have to try. You should have to, because if you're getting healthier, I want some data so my payments will go down. If the guy I'm paying for is getting better, then I shouldn't have to pay as much. Because most people say, I can't get health insurance because I have a pre-existing condition. I don't pay my bills. Yeah, we get it. That's the pre-existing condition. So start paying. So we start to redistribute wealth, right? That's the thing is, so to try and make things fair, that's what they're doing. They want to tax wealthy people more because it's not fair that they thought of something. Jeff Bezos is a monster because he's got $100 billion. It's not fair he should have that much money, which I find hilarious. So my worry is that once they're done redistributing money, they're going to start looking for other things to redistribute, right? To make everything fair. Like, okay, let's see, maybe if some guy's 50 pounds overweight, okay, and you're 25 pounds underweight, right? You should have to gain 25 of his pounds, right? Because we want to make it fair. We want to make the average weight even. Like everyone has to be bald. Like I can't grow any more hair. If you want to be a rock star, you got to shave your head. That's just the way it works. You got to have. Everybody can't have hair now. It's got to be just like that. Or maybe I should get to drive your car once a week because it's nicer than mine. That's fair. Or maybe I'm low on gas. Maybe I should be able to suck some fuel out of your Range Rover to make it fair. I don't know. They just start redistributing everything. So let's just make it. Eventually, we should live in a society where everybody is exactly the same. We're all the same height. We all have the same teeth. We all wear the same stuff. And I'm paying for everybody's health care. I think that's what we're aiming for. I think that's all I have on that. Let me see if there's anything else. That's about being rich. That was about Jeff Bezos having $100 billion. He could literally give $1 billion to everyone in the U.S. House of Representatives and every senator, and still have 140 billion left over. He could literally buy whatever he wanted. He could buy a government. But I think people like the idea of being rich. Like they think, I want to be rich. And I think about it. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I would like to be so rich that I could pull up to a restaurant in my car and toss the valet the keys and just go, you know what? Keep it. All right. And then walk into the restaurant. That would be wealth. Okay. That's all I've got, gents.
Woo!
Yeah. That was probably like a minute. I talk so fast.
No, you did great. That was a good long time.
All right.
So awesome.
All right.
Elliot, I'll let you go first. How's that sound?
Yeah, Elliot, hit me.
Okay. I thought about. Yeah, I really like the part about you want to pick the person, and I was thinking in those commercials they always have for the price of a coffee, but you could change it to for the price of an oat milk latte, because you want to.
That's good. You know what? That's the first legitimate good tag I've heard doing this workshop. Elliot Ryan, you sir. I like it for the price of. That's right.
And then, for the redistributing of the wealth, I like that concept of oil, we all give into each other. And now today I'm feeling a little low on oil, and
Right.
I really like that part, but I'm not too sure what to add.
Yeah, because it wasn't really thought. It wasn't. It's like this workshop. It wasn't really a finished thought to present to you. It was more like my initial thoughts, right? So it's hard to tag somebody else's thought with a joke when they haven't written the joke yet.
Like,
Just write my act. Can somebody please? What are you doing in Victoria? Write some jokes for me. No, I'm kidding. But
one thing I would think of is like redistributing like a wife or something, and then she'd be like, I don't know. It's a bit been done, but like you redistribute money and you go like you take my wife away from me, you know. But that's already
Yeah.
kind of a joke.
yeah,
There's something down that lines like something that you do want to redistribute, like you have like a lazy. Well, you could take my lazy son if I can stop paying for your. I don't know.
yeah. The overall idea is the idea that if they can subtly redistribute wealth so that people can sort of who have not really done well for themselves can be pulled up. That's the serious part of it. What other things might they try to redistribute to make it more fair? That's sort of the attempt I was going for. You know, it's going to take more thought than just a half an hour today, but
Yeah.
or yesterday. I mean, yesterday, last week when he gave me the topic. Yeah.
Did you have any
Yeah,
more?
Thank
there?
you.
You could redistribute like your neighbor has like five trophies and you're like, hey, I don't have any trophies. Can I get 2 of those trophies? And then we're like,
Why that makes me laugh.
That's called refurbishing.
Oh, you're a bowler. No, I've never bowled in my life, but I got the trophies.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
shit!
you won a bake sale. You won a bake sale. No, I didn't. All right, that's.
I have a bowling trophy. I got it at like a thrift store or whatever it was. I just thought it was like $1. I was like, "That's awesome, little bowling guy." And I forgot I was supposed to give it to my friend on Friday. I totally forgot. You remind me. I'm like, "Damn it!" I was gonna tell her she was the bestest person. Bestest.
Elliot
Anyways,
Ryan wins a prize. Elliot wins a prize.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked your stuff too. Actually, it's pretty good. The pick people, that was great when you get to pick your families and everything. That was great. One thing I thought about, it was like it's like you're walking through a vegetable stand and just kind of like you can have a pretty good act out, just kind of going like squeezing heads. No, not that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just think it's a little more PC sometimes that way too. Like to compare it to, instead of like the slave trade or something like that. But yeah, because everyone's gonna want you to go that way. They want you to talk about you expect you to talk about slaves, but you're talking about like
that never even occurred to me.
Yeah, like picking your family and stuff like that. But no, I loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, it's actually it's a great premise because like I'm paying like for 3 families. Like who are these other 2 families? Like I just can't I can't figure it out.
If you're not,
so yeah.
I was trying to get across that if you're not willing to take care of yourself, then why should I pay for your health care? If you're not even going to make an effort, that was I didn't say that. I should have said that in the setup. If you're not willing to make an effort is the idea, I don't mind helping you. I mean, I think it's collectively good for us to want to help other people as part of society, but not to the point where I'm just throwing money at a bad situation. It just doesn't work. So
he's describing us, Elliot, us Canadians. He's describing us. No, we have healthcare now.
I don't. I make so little that I don't even have to pay for the Medicare, so it doesn't matter to me.
Well, the one that always makes me laugh is the argument from anybody in the States is like, well, yeah, but those Canadians, if they want to get an MRI, they got to schedule it 3 months out. Like, who's getting MRIs? Who do you know that needs MRI? Nobody. Who cares? Who's getting MRI? Why is that your argument? The MRI. Oh, those poor Canadians. They can't get an MRI if they need. Yeah, they can. They can get one if they want one.
Yeah,
we can go pay for it.
Lines, and then they'll go into a drive-through for McDonald's and wait in line for a cheeseburger.
I had that thought the other day, actually. Yeah, all the people with the vaccines, like not wanting vaccines and everything else, but they're putting McDonald's and like pop and shit in their face, and it's like, well,
right.
You have no idea what you're putting in your body all the time, let alone, vaccines. It's
oh no.
Where'd he go?
Come back.
Wow. So, Elliot, I'm going to introduce you. That's classic. I think he's back. Hi.
I'm here. Sorry.
This is
Oh.
this is a private room. What are you doing?
Man, I can't believe I disappeared like that. Were you scared for a bit? I also had.
I was about to introduce him. This is a true story. So I'm working at the Improv in Tempe, Arizona. Okay, and the opening act is Doug Benson. You know who Doug Benson is? You ever heard of him? Comic Doug Benson. So Doug's opening, and the middle act is Jeff Garlin. You know who Jeff Garlin is, right?
Yeah.
Jeff Garlin. I'm headlining, right?
Wow.
How ridiculous is that? So I've been to this club a bunch of times. No, seriously, I've been to this club a bunch of times, and I know that there's only about 15 minutes in between the shows. 15 minutes. So I'm sitting in the back, right? Benson, he leaves and goes across the street to the comedy condo because he's going to smoke or whatever he's going to do. And I'm watching the clock. And the Improv, they run these things like a fine, a Swiss watch. 10:30, the music starts. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Improv. Blah, 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 blah. Order some food. And please welcome your host and MC, Doug Benson. 400 people in the room. They're clapping and applauding, and I'm watching, and I'm counting. And I go, he's not here. So they're clapping, and I just run up there. Good evening. I'm not Doug Benson, but I open the show. And he doesn't show up. I do 15 minutes. I introduce Jeff Garlin, right? Garlin comes up, kills. Garlin, funniest stand-up you'll ever see. Garlin does his thing. And Doug goes walking up in the back. He's like, oh, man, I'm sorry. I forgot what time the thing is. So that's okay. You know what I mean? And then Jeff introduced me, and I closed the show. I opened for myself that show. But it was just when something goes wrong and someone's not there, you got to sort of make do. You know what I mean? Like it was one of those crazy moments. And we gave Doug a hard time about it for the next 2 days, but he couldn't have been nicer, good sport about the whole thing. Just a real nice guy. But anyways, it's an old story from a long time ago in a land far, far away.
No, that's hilarious. Actually, that's funny stories to hear. I actually like that. He was always that stoned, I guess, eh? Doug Benson.
You know what? He's just one of those guys that how like you can't count certain people out of show business. You can't say that guy's never gonna make it, or that guy's like. But you can always count people in. You can say, you know what, that guy's gonna make it. And Doug was just one of those guys where you go, yeah, he's just got that personality. He's just super likable and he's real unique. He's his own guy. It's fun. It's a fun thing. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Anyways,
yeah, cool.
Sorry, I digress.
I had no worries. I had more for you, actually, not much more. I was actually
let's hear it.
Also, I think you went on talking about like putting your families up to betting, or like betting on them who would last longer, or whatever it was. Or did you have that thought, or did I have that thought? I thought you were talking. Had that thought. Okay, I'm sorry about that, but I was thinking about it too. That's okay. You're putting your when you pick your families, you're kind of picking for good stock, I guess, to like venture further or something. Like I don't know. I had that thought, I guess, when you were talking. I wrote it down, but it's like horses, almost like you bet on horses basically. That was the thought I had. So like you're picking the horse because his strength, or anyways, that's I had the thought about it. So yeah.
Okay,
anyways, yeah. You don't have to use it. I'm not telling you to use it. Okay, I'm just saying.
I love anytime I can put a horse in my act. I'm happy. I want to use horse stuff. It's always good.
Awesome. Well, let's give another round of applause for Jerry Miner, everybody. Way to go. Not quite the Tempe Improv, but we did our best here. So our next comedian is fabulous. Probably my favorite comedian I've ever met. Put your hands together for the great and powerful Elliot Ryan, everybody.
My word for this thing was plagues. It's a bit on the nose, right? It's a bit
lucky you.
Yeah, we are currently in a plague of stupidity right now, and it's on all sides. I can't handle all the stupidity. Like I work at a health food store, and we had a guy recently come into the store, and he was wearing a sock as a mask. Like the clock he wore to the store was now on his face. That's the guy that enjoys his own smells too much. We give out professional masks. He didn't have to come in the store wearing a sock. But it was double layered, so maybe it's more protective than I thought, you know. And I couldn't really make fun of him in that moment because I was wearing a mask made by Hanes, the underwear company. I was wearing underwear on my face. So who's to judge, you know? Somewhere out there, there's a pair of boxer briefs that gave its life for me, and I appreciate it. The best part about wearing underwear for a mask is when you get hungry, you can just eat right through the dick hole. It's like a little sliding door. I was reading a bunch about old plagues. I was looking up old plagues, and it was pretty interesting. Like, during the Spanish flu, they also had a league of anti-maskers, and they were saying the exact same things as now. So it's like we haven't learned anything from 1,000 years. So I can give anti-maskers more of a break now than back then, because back then everybody was dying, and you were just like, "No, masks don't work," and you're like, half the people are dead. Everybody we know is gone. No, masks still don't work. They used to bloodlet a lot. If you were sick, very sick, they would just cut you open and then let you bleed and be like, "That's gonna fix it." It's insane. It'd be like, if you had a diving competition and you're really worried about people drowning, so you just drain the pool. Everybody's just gonna dive into an empty pool, and you're like, "Yeah, we're doing it. Nobody drowned in this whole competition, but everybody's still dead." The French, I don't know. The most famous plague is the bubonic plague. It's also called the Black Death. It's a cool name. It's way cooler than the coronavirus. Coronavirus sounds like you went down to Mexico and you ate too much tacos and you got diarrhea. They knew how to name stuff back then, you know? Like I would have named the coronavirus like cough cough till you die. I don't know. Something. Can't think of the name. But they in French they call it la mort noire. And it's like it sounds cool. It sounds like the French Sherlock Holmes. Like I'm mort noire. I'm solving crimes in the 1840s. I work at a health food store, and a lot of my coworkers are anti-vaxxers, which is weird because they're also the type of people that will put anything in their body. Like they'll put kale shakes, MDMA from a stranger, a guy named Forrest. They'll put anything in their body except the vaccine. That's all the jokes I got. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Elliot Ryan, everybody. Geez, Elliot, you made me laugh so much at the start. I was writing down pretty much what you said. I was trying to write out a tag, and then I was just like, on to the next one. That's hilarious. Like everything you said, the sock mask was hilarious, the underwear, boxer briefs, and you had me at the dick hole. I fucking couldn't stop laughing for that one. It just made me laugh because I wasn't expecting it. Because I was just picturing a proper mask. But it would have been funny with the cutout over top of it. Fuck, that's funny. Also like your stuff with the masks don't work thing with your back in the plague sort of thing when they had the Black Death and had they like an anti thing too. But it would be funny to do like and this is just my own thought, of course. You don't have to take it, but to swap over the reasons my sister doth wore a mask and she still died or something. Changed. It's how you would hear that sort of thing. It's just a thought pattern, but less of a joke. But yeah, so the other one too. I liked I had a joke last week just off the riff at the thing, but the naming Corona stuff, which I really liked your stuff too. Like it should be the Corona is a shitty name compared to Black Death, right? What I was saying last night, it should have been like they should name the corona instead of D variant, the variant should be like named after hurricanes and tornadoes. It'd be way better, like coronavirus Edith. Anyways, I had some kind of riff on it, but I don't think I'll ever do it again. But I don't know if that'll help you. So,
Yeah,
but
Katrina variant or something.
yeah. Anyways, but I think you did a great job. I wish you had more input
Yeah.
for you. I apologize. So, yeah, what do you think, Jerry?
I thought it was really funny. I like the way you think. That's good. Is the first thing, the guy wearing a sock on his face, like it makes you realize that there's a big gap in the amount of information this guy is getting at his house, right? You know what I mean? And we've all, there's masks everywhere. You can go in a bank, they'll give you a mask to put on. This guy's got a sock. Like he needs to get out more. You know what I mean? Like he's walking in from the parking lot. When is he coming on a rickshaw? He doesn't have a car. This guy. He's walking in. He sees everybody with a mask on. He goes, "Oh, I better cover my face. Better put a sock on there." It just doesn't. I don't know. I just think it was really funny that he would stoop to that. And then you were talking about the
Jerry?
Spanish. What's that?
Sorry, can I just jump in because I got a real big question I forgot to ask. Elliot, how did he keep the sock on his face? Was there elastic band or something? What did he do? A rope tied around his head? A shoelace. Okay. I need to know that. Okay, I'm sorry, Jerry, to interrupt.
A shoelace.
No, that's the first thing I thought of was a shoelace. I don't know why. What if he's wearing loafers? That doesn't make any sense. Right, so the Spanish flu made me think that the anti-maskers started back in Spain. They all hated Zorro because he wore a mask. You know what I mean? Like the guy just can't win. They hate him because he's a hero. Now he's a masker. You know what I mean? I don't know what that means, but it just made me laugh. You're talking about the bubonic plague, as the Black Death. That was a cool thing, but it's so racist. You can't call anything nothing black now. You know what I mean? Like you can't do it. Like it was the answer to a history question as a Black Death. That's racist. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to stay after school. You can't say that anymore. It just seems ridiculous. And then I had wrote this joke down a few months ago as I was working on my year-long COVID special that is yet to be received by anybody. But the idea was, this is just a freebie for you because I'll probably won't do it anywhere, is people that are complaining about the name of COVID are completely missing the point of the idea that there's a plague sweeping the earth. That's the one thing they can glom onto. Well, I don't like how it's named. That's your take. That's your input to the global pandemic. You don't like the name of it. You know what I mean? Is this a guy you want as your neighbor? Like what? Come on, Anyways, it made me laugh thinking about think of what I thought of, and then I just thought I'd just throw it at you, Elliot Ryan. Anyways, that's all I have. I could hear your set over again and probably come up with 10 more ideas because I like the way you think. Anyways, good job. Very good job.
I have to agree. Way to go, Elliot. Round of applause for
you.
Good job tonight.
And I just want you to know I got this trophy from my neighbor. I'd like to send to you. I would like to redistribute a trophy to Elliot Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, man. Okay. This is the round where we get to do our own stuff, guys. People watching, we get to our own material, and me doing this every week, I have to always be cognizant of what I said last week. So I'm going to try to do some stuff a little bit different. So, anyways, it's my turn, people. Okay, this next comedian. How about this? Can
I introduce you?
Probably.
Can I?
Okay,
can I
introduce me. Sure.
Listen, we are so happy you guys have tuned in on a Monday. It's just the craziest fun. Sorry you missed the first 38 minutes. This next comedian, this guy is faithful. He's got something funny every week. He's the best guy coming out of Moose Jaw or wherever he lives up there in Canada by the water. I want you guys to listen, take notes. Please welcome Keller Reeves.
Yeah, for me. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay, listen, I did my DNA test over COVID. I got my DNA test done, and guess what? 100% honky. That's what I am. 100% honky. I have nothing else in me but honky. I'm 100%. Or as you know, I like to call it the cocks. I like to call it not the Caucasian shorts, the cocks. Okay, I like to call weird people the cocks. Okay, us cocks, I should say. I don't know what I'm saying about that. I'm gonna try and figure that out. It's better written than said, probably, to call them the cocks, but CAUCS. Okay, that's really what it is. Okay. At this juncture, I'd like to acknowledge, please, everybody. I'd like everybody acknowledge that today is the day that Elvis died. Okay, probably the honkiest of honkies, but also one of the biggest cocks of cocks. Okay, so, anyways, it's he did die today. That's the thing. So, anyways, okay, so I failed my DNA test twice during COVID. I failed it twice, believe it or not. I couldn't believe it. I got the Christmas before COVID. Waited about a month, right at COVID, did my test. Maybe they're doing COVID tests over there. I don't know at Ancestry.ca. But basically, if you know what a test is, it's a little vial, and you crack the top, you spit in it a bunch of times, like probably 3-4 times, and you put the top on, and you shake it. Basically what it is. Like, basically, it's unfuck-upable, and I did it twice. I fucked up 2 times. It doesn't make any sense, because I used to walk through Superstore all the time and just open the gator and spit into it and shake it back all the time. So I think I'd be good at this sort of thing. But it was not, okay? Anyways, I failed it twice. How am I going to say this properly? Because I can't remember where I was going. I didn't write it down. Where is it? Right here. I lost it. Okay, here's where I'll go with this. My family is very white, as I said. Like, I'm all white. Like, I'm 50% English. I'm 40% Scottish, believe it or not. I didn't even know I was Scottish, but I'm 40% Scottish. Which makes sense because I like headbutting things a lot. I'm always like the headbutt stuff, so it totally makes sense to be Scottish, Actually, funny side note of my Scottish stuff, my 2 great-grandmothers, both from Scotland, both from the same spot, the same township, from rival clans, on my side. LA, Vancouver, met, done. That's it. Like, generations later, I am a Hatfield and McCoys, basically. That's what I'm saying. A project. But my Uncle Jimmy, he's from Quebec. He's a Bloc Quebec cock. I just want to throw that in there. A Bloc Quebec cock. It's hard to say. I wanted to say it, but he was a trapper. My Uncle Jimmy. That's his life. He lived up north. He was a trapper. There's a barter system up north. If you don't know, like, so a bunch of furs. You just trade stuff like goods or fish or whatever it's going to be. And he needs some dentures done because his teeth are gone, right? And he asked the denturist for this price, and he gives him the price. And he's like, "Fuck that! I ain't paying it," because he's French Canadian, of course. Bloc Quebec cock. And he's like a white French Canadian. Bloc. That's what that means. And he's like, "Fuck that! I ain't paying it." He goes home, traps a beaver, takes the teeth out of the beaver, and makes his own dentures out of them. 3 teeth, okay? And he tells me the story. He does this back when I'm like 9. Tells me a story when I'm about 18. And he goes, "And then I ate the beaver with its own teeth." That she said to me. I was like, "Holy shit, that's like way too serious for me. I can't believe you did that." Where am I here? Oh yeah, the English side. I found out I'm a colonist. My family's been in the Americas since 1624. Actually, they came in New Amsterdam, which is New York now. They're the founding. That's how much the American censorship has gone back. It's nice to go back that far and be a full-on blowed North American, I guess I'd call myself. First generation Canadian. But anyways, but I started looking things up because I was like, I was interested, like how to, that was the Dutch, of course, but like I started reading more into it as my Reeves family came over in the 1600s, and I was like going into it, like, oh, how did they sound? Like, what was it, the accent like? It turns out the English accent actually sounds like it's been changed over the years, of course, now, because we know, like TikTok, people just follow suit and they change things. Someone makes up a word and they start changing it. But the English accent's different. The old English accent's like the Boston accent, I believe it or not. It's just like the Boston accent. And I always thought, since I've learned this thing, that all those Roman movies done in English accents were certainly missing out, not doing them in like Boston accents. Okay, they should have all done those English, like Cleopatra, like the Spartacus movies. All these things they should have done. And okay, I'll give you guys an example of what I'm talking about right now. Okay, so I'll give you how good it'll be. Okay, listen. I'm Spartacus, kid. I'm a wicked tough gladiator. Hey, Crixus, you're a wicked tough gladiator. I'm a wicked tough gladiator. Let's make a wicked tough gladiator army and take on Rome. What do you say? Okay, I'm no good at Boston accents, but I'm trying my best. It's forming into it. Or Old English accents. I'm worse at those. So I think I've gone long enough. I had some more, but I've kind of rambled on a bit with the other stuff as I was trying to let my mind go. So I think I'm done, everybody. Thank you very much. Give a round of applause for me. Yay! The new stuff I won't get to. That's next time, I guess. So maybe next round. Who knows? So, what do you think, Jerry?
No, I liked it. It made me think about a lot of stuff. First of all, you're honky and you're Caucasian, but you like to use the term cock. Made me think like perhaps that I don't think a white guy came up with that identification term. You know what I mean? You know, when you think about it, if you're going to shorten something, you don't want to shorten it to cock. So, and then I thought, why that part? Why can't you just call yourself Asian? No, you can't do that either. You can't use that phrase at all. So you're kind of stuck. You cut someone off in traffic, you're a cock block. So there, you see, there you go again. It's just, so I got my DNA test. You know, I was like, and they said, well, you got to do this stuff. Like, that's too much. Can I just take the oral test? Is it a written test or an oral test? I don't even know what I'm doing here. But I thought that your accent was spot on. And I like the idea of accents that we identify with coming from somewhere. I think that's really, really rich. And I'd have to think about it more because I was enjoying it. You know, and then I didn't want to get too far ahead of you and not listen to you. But I really like that idea. If you can come up with 2 or 3 and build it, I think you'll be spot on. You know, I really do. That was good.
Yeah, thanks. I should probably do some more of those. I have a couple in my head that I probably could figure out. Actually, you know what? That's a good idea. I'd make that a bit more rounder because it's just I'm just stuck with that. I don't know where to go after it. So pretty much. So maybe I should try some different areas. So yeah, thanks for that. I appreciate that. So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did make up the Cox thing. Actually, I said it as a when someone called the whites online. I have a lot of native friends, and one of the native guys talked about the whites doing this or whites passing the coronavirus. I go, excuse me, we like to be called the Cox, as in shortened for Caucasian. Yeah. I just said that. It's like I just think it's a funny term. So yeah. Anyway,
it's like you're trying to make a point. I'm 50%, you know, Scottish. I'm 40%. You know, Irish, and I'm 10% white. What? That's not even anything. That's not even. I'm gonna take it anyway. Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah, I should just jump to that. That's funny. Yeah, Elliot, what do you think? Thank you for that info, Jerry.
Yeah, I thought maybe trying to change it to cockers, like cockers. Just because then you because you're trying to say cocking like you cock the windows, right? Or you cock the wall. Because if you say cock, it just automatically thinks dick. But if you think cocker, you think someone who cocks.
Yeah. It definitely needs to be sussed out. It's more.
Come from a long line of cockers. Then the failed.
There's no way around that.
Yeah.
Right. You're just gonna think that.
Dick. Yeah. But you want them to think dick, but you also want them to realize it's a twist.
Yeah, CAUC I'm trying to use, or it's probably better written than it is than actually said because it's too confusing. Even if you explain it properly, you'll still lose, but at least 10% of the audience. And you know, that's a good point.
At least.
Yeah, this is the first time I've tried it actually out loud. So yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
For the failed DNA test, you could be like, I failed it twice, and then when it finally came back, it came back that I was a swallower. Not a spitter.
Yeah. More of a swallower, yeah. That's pretty funny.
And then it told you that you were a honky. It didn't actually tell you were a honky, it just went do. It just had banjo sounds. You're like, I get it.
Yeah.
And then talking about who was your relative that was a trapper? Your uncle?
Yeah, my uncle Jimmy. Yeah.
Yeah, you could say he trapped beavers, marmots, small children, anything with a little bit of money. And then the problem with beaver dentures is that the teeth keep growing.
Yeah.
So eventually you start pulling on your, start coming out of your face. I don't know.
It's actually a true story that he did that, and he just had those temporarily. He was just mad, making a point to the denturist that he could do it himself to bring the price down. So, anyways, yeah.
He wouldn't stop. Yeah, he could make a bunch of like sillier jokes on that. Like he couldn't stop chewing wood, like chomping on wood. He chopped down the front door. I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, tasted very hickerish.
When he got mad, he would shake his butt. A bunch of dumb jokes.
That's good insight. Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you, Elliot. Thank you, Jerry. That was really some good input. I appreciate that. Another round of applause for me, everybody, because I love applause. I love keeping it going.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep it rolling, everybody. Our next comedian's he's famous. He's been on America's Got Talent, Letterman, The Tonight Show, probably the News Center at least 4 times for his most wanted sign. Put your hands together for Jerry Minor, everybody.
Oh, it's me. I thought you were introducing Elliot. Sorry. Okay. So these are all some new jokes, and I'll try to go slow, but I get excited. So have you ever experienced something really awkward? Yeah, I think I had a dog, and one day I came home and it was gone. And my friends were like, Jerry, where's your dog? I said, I don't know. It's gone. It was here this morning. And then when I came back, it wasn't here. So I went to the pound. I went to the pound to get another dog, right? And as I'm going up to the counter with my new dog, out of the corner of my eye, I see my old dog, right? And it was super awkward, but I hadn't shaved for a couple of days, so I thought maybe he didn't recognize me, but it was really uncomfortable. All right, so anyways, so I'm just gonna keep going. I don't like going to the doctor because you just never know, right? There was a guy last year who got arrested for pretending to be a doctor, and then he got caught. And I wonder how many bad Yelp reviews he got before he got busted. 0 out of 5 stars. Dr. Williams prescribed candy corn for my backache, right? 0 out of 5 stars. For my allergies, Dr. Williams prescribed surgery. How does a person get away with pretending to be a doctor? When he made his big announcement, wasn't there anyone in his life to tell him this was a bad idea? He's like, oh, hey, I'm starting my new job tomorrow. I'm a doctor now. What? No way. I thought you worked at the tire store. Wow. You know what? There's always that one person who encourages them, way to go for it. You should follow your dream. Why do people say that? Follow your dream. No, not like this. Follow your dream if you want to learn watercolors, or maybe if you want to speak French, not to prescribe an orthopedic brace. Okay. Okay. So now, I have a problem with. I'll do that one now. I'll do it. Sometimes you don't know your friends, and you realize your friends, they don't know you, right? A situation happens. Like, I got this buddy, and he keeps inviting me to go to estate sales. I'm thinking, when did I ever give off the impression that I want to go to an estate sale? In our friendship, have I been leaving a trail of breadcrumb estate sale clues that he was going to follow and eventually invite me to an estate sale? And what is it about me that makes him think I want to go to it? And I started thinking, wait a minute, the other night we were out at the pub and he said, hey, you want a beer? And I said, yeah, I'll take a Heineken and a Limoges teacup. I think maybe that might have been it. That was the end. I don't like people who use military terms that have never been in the military. you know? And then this guy says, hey, I'm going to go off the grid for a couple of weeks. Off the grid? You work at IHOP, okay? The only grid you should be concerned with is the one on the waffle iron, okay? Or you ever read this one? That's above my pay grade. Look, I'm not asking you to analyze military data. Just let me know if Best Buy is going to deliver my TV on Friday, okay? It's above my pay grade. Or this one that really gets me. Hey, buddy, watch my 6. If you're not a Navy SEAL, you can't say watch my 6 unless you have 6 kids, okay? Or maybe you're about to go into the bathroom and you got a 6-pack. That's the only time you can say watch my 6. That's it. All right, those are the jokes. Okay, that's all I have. Okay.
Round of applause, Jerry.
I always feel like I'm yelling on these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no worries. No, you
All
did great. I'm gonna let Elliot go.
thanks.
So I like to keep going in the same run. So, Elliot, what do you think?
Okay. Yes, I really like the opening joke. The dog. I think you could do it even longer. Like you said. Yeah. Where'd your dog go? It was missing, and you're like, where did you leave it? I left it right here. And then they're like,
Was that you broke up?
oh, sorry. You'd be like, if you keep going on that joke, you'd be like, where did you leave it? Well, I left it right here. Where else would I leave it? And he's like, oh, did you leave any doors unlocked? Oh, I closed all the doors. I always close all the doors. Why would I leave a door? Just like, because I really like the concept of that joke, and just I think if you keep going, you'll keep being funny. Like
Okay.
just dumbest things the other person asks you, and you're like, yeah, obviously I did that. And then
Elliot,
Yeah.
if I can jump in, I think it'd be good for juries that we talk about each joke because I got some stuff very specific to go with some of that stuff in my rip. If that's all right. Yeah, I love your dog stuff too. Right, the dog is gone, and I don't know where it's gone. It's just gone. It reminded me of my kid who's always say that. Like where's your toy? You just go, it's gone. You just go, it's gone. I was like, you can't argue that. I mean, you literally can't argue that. So, but I love that stuff.
Right.
I love your stuff too. That you talked about being upset. I think I'd like really go into being upset and like so I couldn't find him. It was a couple weeks. I said, forget it. I'm gonna have to get a new dog to replace the my heartache. Like if you bring the fans into the loving their dogs, like then I get this beautiful dog, and you really describe how much you love this dog you always wanted, and like you're really excited about it. And you're walking up, and then you look over, and there's your other dog that you knew, and you're just doing one of these, like, oh, don't see. You're holding your hand over your face like this, like don't see me. You know, like you're trying to like fake it, right? Anyways, I think you have a lot of meat in there that it really worked. It's such a funny bit. So yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah.
All right. Thanks. I'll work on that.
You can act like the dog is like an ex-girlfriend who looks at it,
yeah.
and she doesn't want to see you. She like sees you. She's like, the dog. The dog like lost some weight. That they got a new haircut. They're like all dolled up, and then they have like a new bow, and and then the dog is like he's like trying to cover its face, like it doesn't want you to see it.
Yeah, maybe you can.
So I got like the new dog, and I'm looking at the old dog. I'm like, you look great, but it's over. It's over. I got a new one now.
You could even make it more palatable, like make yourself less a villain by leaving the dog in the pound, because you know what happens. Like maybe the dog is getting taken out by new owners, and you're like, oh, that's my dog. Oh, like you're watching your dog.
Yeah, I could maybe switch it so I'm not the bad guy. Yeah, because that would make sense. Because if the dog's like craning his head through the bars, he's looking at you, I don't know. I get that.
Yeah, it's doing this to you with its paw, maybe holding its hand up, like the paw is up, like so you can't see it.
Yeah.
I mean, that may be a better take, but it's a great premise, anyways. So
the dog has a new owner. That's why they left.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
or maybe
it's not you. It's
I know. Or Or so hey, where's your dog? I don't know. He was here and then he was gone. I could get so then I wasn't thinking about it much, and then so I'm taking my evening stroll through the neighborhood, and I see coming at me like a dog on a leash. I'm like, what? That looks like my dog, and he's like trying not to look at me. I'm like, hey, didn't you have a collar on? The guy's like, no, man, this is my dog. I found him. He didn't have a collar or anything. Something like that.
Yeah.
Possibly. Okay.
It's really good. Please go again, Elliot. Do you want to move on to the next thing?
The doctor one.
Yeah.
I just thought some ideas about like don't trust a doctor whose business card has the DR written in it.
Right. Yeah, okay.
And I really like the part, but like, yeah, you can't just like hop into a doctor. You can hop into some jobs, like
Yeah.
I don't know, like a forklift driver. You could probably, hop in there and go take it for a spin. You'd figure it out. There's no like open mic for a doctor.
Right. Yeah.
Not
You can't
open
just
mic.
do it.
Yeah, you can't just learn on the job. There's no.
Well, it's like the one part I left out was like what gave him this idea. So maybe he's out somewhere and he just happened to guess somebody's ailment just by 1,000,000 to 1 shot. You know what I mean? Oh, I've been sick for like 2 weeks. Would you have like chicken pox? Yes. How did you know? Like just a lucky guess. Maybe I got a little something. I could maybe do this. You know, not so hard. I could maybe pull it off.
I actually wrote something down just like that. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
I wrote that. I was just thinking the guy was he's sitting with his buddy drunk and just like, I could be a doctor. They're like, no, you can't. Yeah, I can. No, you can't. Watch me. And now he's a doctor like a week later. I mean, just.
But you know how on some things the shrink wrap is almost impossible to open. Like you get like a new DVD or a book, and it's like almost impossible to get open. But then he uses like a scalpel to slice it, and he's like, oh, and he does it like first shot. I think I'm a savant.
Someone says, you missed your calling. You should have been a surgeon, right? People say, you missed your calling. You could have been a surgeon. You know what? You're right.
Well, I thought about being a vet at one point. Sorry, Ella, did you have more?
That's all the stuff I had. Yeah, those ideas.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
did you have more to move on to after that? Because that's all I had for that too.
That's
okay.
all.
I wrote down some things. Your next stuff there, Jerry, I like some of it. The estate sale stuff. I just got fixated on like, is he talking about estate? Like, is he going to sell Texas? Like, what's going on? Like, Texas, $400. I don't know why I got it, but my buddy took me on an estate sale. Like, which state is it? I don't know. I got stuck on it, but that's just me being a stoner. Sorry. But yeah, I also liked your watch my six joke. I really like that. Watch my six. The only time I should be watching my six is you have 6 kids. You know, that's like I love that sort of thing because you see those kind of weirdos. Like the other ones I thought were kind of a little bit on the meaner side, what maybe could turn an audience when I was listening to them. But I thought they're still good jokes and whatnot. I don't know if I could present them personally the way they need to be presented. You probably can, but yeah, for me, I found the other two a little bit more kind of. Just personally souring. No offense, I'm not trying to offend or anything like that. But
souring,
souring,
souring.
Yeah. Just a teeny bit. You're like, I'd still drink it, but it's like
Yeah. I got you.
Yeah. But no, like but the Watch My Six I thought was great. So I think you did a really good job. So really enjoyed that.
Oh,
so
thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So let's give another round of applause for Jerry Minor, everybody. Way to go! Wow, this has been a good show so far. Okay.
We're awesome. Bring us home, Elliot. Bring us home.
Yeah. When I'm the worst one on the show, you guys know this is a good show. Okay, this next comedian is the fabulous, the quite talented. He's starred in all sorts of epic, action films. Like he was like the spoon kid in The Matrix. You remember that kid? That's when he's bending spoons and stuff like that. The next guy is great. Elliot Ryan, everybody.
Okay, I work at a health food store. If you don't know what a health food store is, it's pretty much like a regular grocery store, but everybody has done acid. It's just a bunch of people who've done acid all in one spot. The customers, the employees, the managers, we've all done acid. And half the people in a health food store are microdosing that day. The only way you can eat kale is if you microdose. We get a lot of weird customers though. A lot of a lot of dumb assholes. We get a lot of assholes, and I was putting out kale the other day, and this customer came up to me, and they're like, "You're putting those out with your hands?" And I was like, "What?" was like, yeah, everything you see I put out with these hands. Like, hands have been the leading technology of putting out for millions of years. That's what I said with my eyes. What I actually told them was like, yeah, I just washed my hands. And the customer was like, hands are hard to wash. No, hands are not hard to wash. Hands are actually the easiest thing to wash of all time. Because guess what? When your left hand is washing your right hand is washing your left hand. It's synergy. In fact, if you're washing anything, you are also washing your hands.
Yeah.
Hands are not hard to wash. You know what's hard to wash? A tent. That's hard to wash. You know, I've never had to like call over a friend to help me wash my hands. I've never had to like pull up the vacuum to wash my hands. I've never had to turn my hands inside out and leave them to dry in the sun. Hands are not hard to wash. You know what's hard to wash? A boat. Nobody in the history of boats has ever cleaned their boat. If your boat gets dirty, you write your ex's name on the side of it, you get drunk, and you sink it in the gorge. The customer didn't stop there, though. They kept going, and they held up the kale, and they're like, this kale is too big. And I was like, who do you want me to tell? Who do you think cares about that information? I think that there's a farmer out there that wants to hear you complain that their kale was too big. They'd be like, yeah, we did a good job this year. It's good yield. So I did what anybody would do. I tried to gently squeeze the kale into a bag. And she was like, you can't squeeze kale. And I was like, bitch, there's one thing in this entire world I know, it's kale. You can squeeze it all day long. I've taken kale, put it in a blender, blended it, and then opened up the top, and it still looked like kale. That's just going to be fine. Now moving on to some other jokes. My son, I have 2 kids. I know it's a surprise. I look like this, and I have 2 kids, but I got like Michael Cera syndrome. But my son is super athletic, and I hate it. I hate it because now I'm going to have to try. Like, if he wasn't athletic and he went in a race and he became 30th, I'd be like, yeah, good job. I'm so proud of you. You tried your hardest. You came 30th, but that was all you could do. But now, since he's athletic and he comes in second, I'm going to be like, I'm going to try a little bit harder. Like, gold was right there. You lost to a kid named Moon Shoes. Come on. I just didn't want to be a coach. I wanted to just be a dad, you know? I didn't want an athlete. I just wanted average. It's so much less work. Like, if he comes in 30th, he's going to get participation ribbon, and you can hide participation ribbons. You have to display silver medals. They teach yoga in his daycare. They teach him yoga in his, they teach, in preschool, they teach yoga. You can't get more flexible than a baby. He should be the one teaching the class. This is insane. We're paying for him to learn something he can do. But the closest thing we had to mindfulness growing up was your older brother going, "Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself." Who is the you that's hitting yourself? And that's all I got. Thanks.
Elliot Ryan, everybody. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I liked a lot of your jokes, Elliot. The acid stuff right away was pretty funny. I had instantly a tag saying it's in aisle 20, buy the stamps. We'd lick them. They just look like stamps. That's why I thought it'd be funny, right? Anyways, behind the stamps or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah. What if I said, like, we don't have a post office in here, but we do have a stamp section.
Yeah, some towards that way, yeah. Do you want to say anything about that joke first, Jared, before I move on?
Yeah, the acid thing was also, I sort of had a play on that. Like, everybody's done acid, which makes it, easier to deal with the customers. Hey, could you tell me where the produce department is? Yeah, it's down aisle 3 by the unicorn playing chess. Okay.
Just follow the tracers.
Yes. That's good. Yeah.
Well, it's a health food store is a lot like a regular grocery store, except it smells like the inside of a VW microbus. Don't know what that means, but okay.
Do more unhealthy
Go ahead,
people
Kelly.
come in? Yeah, do more unhealthy people come in over healthy people to that store? I just feel like there'd be a lot of unhealthy people coming into that store trying to be healthy, and the healthy people just go normal places.
It's mostly old, rich white women who want to live forever.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah.
hippies.
It's called the Fountain of Youth. That
Yeah.
place, yeah. That's funny. You had some stuff about hand synergy. You're talking about washing your hands, and I like that whole bit. It actually was pretty good. The I like how you went. You know what's not to clean out? A tent. I love that because I'm relatable to it, but I don't think everybody's relatable to that. But I thought it was hilarious because I know how hard to clean a tent is. It totally sucks, but I think I don't know. Like I did like it too. The boats too. I think we're showing our Canadianism by knowing what how hard those things are to clean out and everything else. But I had a third one. I thought you needed a third one, so I just put in like you're talking about how tents are hard, and then you explain it. Then boats are hard. I just think it'd be funny just to throw in foreskins. They're really hard to clean out. And I don't know for myself, but I just think it's funny to throw in or something. It's kind of gross, but you know. Anyways, it needs a third one to do it somehow. And Jerry probably has a better one for it. So what do you think, Jerry, about that joke?
I'm thinking that you know what's hard to wash? A boat, right? You know what's hard to wash is a boat. Like, hey, Elliot, where's your boat? Oh, I got dirty, so I sold it. Who wants to wash a boat? This is more of a setup to your setup, but it might make the setup funny. As a payoff to go to your next joke. The joke was you're working at the store, and then I hear things that I never thought I'd hear in my life. You hear words in a particular order that you never thought, like, this kale is too big. like who would say that? Like that to me, just to me, that made me laugh. Like someone would come to you. So maybe giving that a setup differently to get it into the joke about the big kale, you know what I mean? But it just made me laugh. Like no one would ever hear those words in that order. This kale is too big. It just seems so far-fetched, the type of person that would say that.
Yeah, the kale stuff was really funny because nobody talks about kale. There's not enough people talking about kale, so good for you, Elliot.
Yeah.
More people talking about kale.
Yeah. Kale talk. Yeah, need some more kale talk. Yeah. The last one I had was about your kid. You didn't want an athlete. You know what I mean? Because you have to try. And the worst thing is if having a good athlete as a kid. I don't know if this plays into your character at all or who you are as a person, but now I got to talk to the other sports dads. You know what I mean? Hey, Ryan, you sending your kid to that camp? Like, we missed that camp. Oh, we wanted to go. We couldn't go to the camp. We missed the camp. We're going to go to the next camp. I don't even know what the camp is, but you just got to start to talk like these clowns. You know what I mean? But I bought a whistle. I did get a whistle. Got a stopwatch. You got to send him to camp. I don't know. It just made me laugh thinking about other sports dads,
Yeah,
because I do a joke about how my kids don't do traditional sports. Like my daughter's a dancer, my son's a swimmer, and those are really hard sports to cheer for. I go to a ballet recital and I'm like, do a plie. My son's swimming. What a flip turn! I don't even know what I'm talking about. I just hear him talking about it. But it's hard to cheer for non-sports. So those are about my kids. My kids are also they're not like traditional sports kids. So I'm happy that I don't have to go to talk them out of playing football. Was one thing I was worried about having to do. Because I don't want him to get a concussion. So he swims and he's fine. And my daughter, she dances and she's like a freak now of nature. She can jump. She's got like a 36-inch vertical. She really gets tall, jumps up there. But anyways, enough about my kids. More about Elliot's act. Let's talk about that.
I was writing down some stuff about that too, the athletic kid. I think I'm on the reverse scale, Elliot. I'm really athletic. And when I was thinking that, I noticed that my chair is the same color as my shirt, and it looks like I have really big shoulders. I didn't mean to seem that way.
Oh yeah.
So like it's like I'm normal, but I kept looking at myself. What is so weird with me tonight? And it's like, oh yeah, the couch behind me. So I won't wear this shirt again. Got to sit up a bit here. But yeah, anyways, but I have the reverse thing. My kids are totally unathletic, and I've had like I just wanted them to play sports. I never cheered them or like I cheered for them, but never really pressed anything for them. But man, so I can relate with you with the reverse role because I'm just like sitting watching my kids fail all the time. It's like killing me in a different way. So you're like, I can't relate.
I tried getting my son involved in baseball because I like baseball, and so he played t-ball. I'm like, yeah, and he was playing first base in t-ball. And then when I knew he wasn't a baseball kid, is every kid that ran to first base, my son would just give him a hug. He would hug every kid. He would hug him, and then like, let's try a different sport. He's like, yeah, okay. Loved it. He's a good boy. Yeah, pretty funny.
I actually wrote down your yoga joke. I wanted to riff on that a bit. I liked your baby yoga joke there, Elliot. That I think you changed it because you're going with your kids getting older. Maybe you can kind of tell because you said preschool and you said, I mean kindergarten or whatever you said, right? I actually think you should just talk about it in the past tense because it's that funny of a joke to me. But when my kid's so athletic when he was in preschool, they're always like pushing athletics on him, and they did yoga with him. Like, what's more flexible in yoga? What's the easiest job you could ever do for a yoga instructor is dealing with babies that bend in half. I mean, I love that whole premise. I wish I had it myself because that's funny, right?
No,
it's really
strong.
Good. Yeah, I think I would make it past tense more myself with that joke, but you're probably better at it than I would. So because I don't think because you say baby yoga after talking preschool, it didn't make sense because it wasn't baby yoga anymore, right? Yeah,
it's an exaggeration, but yeah.
No, I think it was great.
Oh, definitely do it because the idea of a yoga instructor, getting a job based on the fact they can do baby yoga is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Because what you said about babies being the most flexible, right?
Yeah,
So that's the thing. Like, how did you get this job? It's not because you're good at yoga. It's because you found a niche that'll work for you. You know what I mean? Like, so what other jobs? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're probably bad at yoga, and they're like, I can't do real adult yoga, but I could probably do kid yoga.
Yeah. I was just thinking that too. Yeah. My yoga instructor, my kid's yoga instructor can't touch her own toes. But my kid fold it in half, like somersaults of it.
Right.
Awesome. I think you have a good joke there. Anyways, I think it'll work really well.
Good premise.
So,
yes.
Something else I wanted to say and I forgot it. Oh shoot. Well, it'll come back to me one day. Next time I see that part, Elliot, I'll remember it. Damn it, I'm getting old. So, anyways, I'll give another round of applause for Elliot as he's frozen there. Oh, there he is. You're just holding your head in one spot for a long time. Good job, Elliot. So,
Elliot, that's funny.
Yeah, I think you guys all did great. So, great job tonight, everybody. Let's give one more round of applause for everybody here. That was awesome. Yeah, Jerry, where can we find you over the next little while? Credentials or anything? Like not credentials, I mean like Twitter stuff or no?
I've got a show coming up in Texas and in Florida. Got some shows lined up finally, but nothing local as of yet. Which is kind of funny, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
I don't know. But thanks.
Yeah, cool, awesome. Elliot, where can we find you over the next little while?
I make sketches on YouTube, so you can always look up my sketches. It's my name. The channel's just my name. It's spelled a little weird, so but it's fun. It's good. Nobody else has the spelling in the whole world. I'm the only Elliot Ryan who spells it like this, which makes it easy for
For people listening, if you're just listening to this, it's Elyott Ryan. So there you go. So I don't know if we'll be doing any more podcasts now that Scott stepped down, but we'll see. That's awesome, Elliot. No, I'm sure you're doing anything in Victoria next while or any comedy shows or what?
Yeah, there's like a showcase coming up in Victoria. At Hecklers is a comedy club in town, and it's just starting back up. And
good.
So August 21st is a showcase for local talent, and I'm on the Late Show. So.
Awesome. Good. That's great. Okay, so my name's Keller Reeves. You don't have to follow me on anything. I don't do any social media much anymore. It's Keller J Reeves on everything, I guess. Twitter, Twitch, whatever it is. It's like the same thing everywhere. Keller J Reeves. There's two of us. My son's named Keller too, so it's a little confusing. But yeah, and he's also a comedian, so it's a little bit more confusing. So it works in. So, but no, yeah. Anyways, yeah, I'm just doing some local shows myself. Just sticking around, having some fun, producing some stuff, and just working the mic as much as I can, which is very little because that's the way it works nowadays. So, but every Monday you'll find me here. Every Monday. So thank you guys for watching. Okay, I want to thank Jerry and Elliot for being here. You guys did a great show. That was a lot of fun. I'm sure it'll be down in the record books as one of the best. Let's give another round of applause for each other, I think, and wave goodbye. Thank you so much, everybody.
See you guys.